A lot has happened in 50 years. It started in 1975. A university born of steel and made from its people. A global institution built on discovery and unique stories from the labs to the library to the lawn. For 50 years, we've shaped minds and memories, forged friendships, and turned aspirations into outcomes. As we reflect on the success of our past, we look forward to our future. A future where we continue to grow, invent, create, and solve. A future where we tackle new challenges and triumphs, fueled by creativity and a commitment to a better world. We look forward to new connections, inventions, and industries, and to championing the next generation of artists, explorers, entrepreneurs, and problem solvers. Here's to the next 50 years of impact, inspiration, and innovation.
muk muk, malakan, warumbu, malas, natutang nunga, mara, muk muk, malakan, warumbu, malas, natutang nunga, mara, muk muk, malakan, warumbu, malas, natutang nunga, mara, muk muk, malakan, warumbu, malas, natutang nunga, marak, muk muk, marak, warumbu, maras, 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 natutang nunga. Ponya bere kumpa ke bokcha ke bokcha. Ponya dere kumpa ke bokcha ke bokcha. Ponya dere kumpa ke bokcha ke bokcha. Ponya dere kumpa ke bokcha ke bokcha. Hey, 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 hey. Ponya dere compa ke bokja ke bokja. 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 Hey, 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 I would like to call Auntie Joyce Donovan to the stage to commence our Welcome to Country.
Thank you very much for introducing me to the stage. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge all the graduates that are here today and their families, and of course all of my alumni sitting behind me. I'm so honoured to be on the stage with everybody there. My name is Joyce Donovan, and my area is from La Perouse. I was born in La Perouse in 1946. My mother was born in La Perouse in 1904. And I'm the great-granddaughter of Agnes Gilbert, who was Namit Gilbert's daughter. They were both full-bloods, and Namit was the leader of the Cobrigal people. My grandfather was also a Malone from Kiama, and they were the people that were the language people. They translated all the Wadi language, so that my grandfather was a Malone from that area. I'm very fortunate that a lot of my family, my bloodlines, are written in history books. Gilbert, Namit, was a great warrior. Him and Gogi were companions of the Rainbow Warrior, Purmalway, who I'm sure a lot of people know and recognise. Also, you know, the Malones, Lizzie Malone, who couldn't speak English at Kiama and had to be taken to by Ridley, the historian, to learn English. I'm so fortunate and lucky that my people and the warriors in my bloodlines are written about, because we did come from warriors. And I'm also proud to say I'm Lydia Thorpe's great-grandmother. Maybe not as brave as Lydia, but we do come from brave women warriors. So that my bloodlines are from La Perouse, under the Gilberts and the Malones, and my mother's people, the Butlers, right up to the Georges River. I believe that the new airport's going to be called Cobrigal, and I'm very proud that the leader of the Cobrigal was, Namit. Also, these areas that we're on here, everywhere that we walk. You know, it is a privilege to stand here today. And you won't believe it, I've got here to vote today. I've obviously brought the wrong speech, but not a problem. Not a problem for an old girl like me. You know, as I said, we stand on the land here where, this is where our people, where the traditional people, my area is from La Perouse, all out to the Georges River, right up to Gunungara land, because we are nomadic people, and right down to this side of the bridge at Shellhaven Heads. So all of this area, we are saltwater people. And as you can see, most of our medicines and our foods come from the sea and from the land. Our people were the nurses, the doctors and the lawyers and the healers. I come from healers. My mother was a healer. And I'm a very, very proud nurse, very proud nurse. And it's with a great honour that I stand here today, because my people are the sickest and the poorest people on the planet. And so we need doctors and nurses. It's quite common for us to go to 4 funerals in a week. So I'm always excited when I see a lot of graduates. And I believe nursing is one of the most honourable professions on the earth. It's very hard work, but I believe when you graduate as a nurse, you'll walk, with a spring in your step and with your head held high. Be prepared for hard work, but it's so rewarding. Where we are now, everywhere you walk is where Aboriginal people were. Our people all over this land, they hunted, they fished, they gathered medicine, they done the law-making. Wherever we went, we had birth and trees. And the chemist was just like a big pharmacy to us. And, wherever we went, you can be sure this is not our language. We've got over 260 different dialects and languages. Mine is Wadi Wadi, and also the Darug language also. The songlines are very, very, very important. Our people, because we believe they are still in the spirit of the land, and through speaking, through songs, through dance, is part of our bloodlines. It's about retelling the history, recounting what happened, so that remains alive and well. I'm fortunate. I've had 2 children and I've got 11 grandchildren and 18 great-grandchildren who can stand up and say their skin names and who they are. And the languages are being woken up, and there's lots and lots of things happening. Remember too that we need to acknowledge and just remember how important it is to remember our traditional people, the ones that came before us, the ones like Purma-Way, the ones like many other heroes and warriors that we had, both female and male, and along this south coast. The old people, I've been very fortunate that I had great mentors who are no longer here. I was fortunate to learn from the best, as I say, down the south coast. I started in health in my 20s. We didn't have any health service here, and under great mentors like Jimmy Davis and Aunty Janie Adler from Nowra, who started up the medical services. My one job was at the tent at Kumadichi every Friday to light the fire for the doctor. I was fortunate also to get a job in Aboriginal health in 1984 that opened up the way. Illawarra Area Health provided so much support for Aboriginal workers and gave us a pathway to education. I didn't have any high school. I was removed at 13 years old with other girls from La Perouse and sent to the notorious Parramatta Girls' Home. With no education and not a bright future, I believe that Illawarra Area Health offered us the opportunities where we went on to be educated. And I'm a strong believer that education is a healer. It's what heals us through life. That's what I acknowledge as being a big part of my healing, is starting from the bottom and working my way up. I've done double BAs at UTS University. I wear, especially my nursing badge. I guess you can see that I'm a very, very proud nurse. I'm also a healer. I've learnt from my old people. I've learnt from my family, my culture, My culture is my story and my history that continues on. In a time when Agnes, my great-grandmother, was jailed continually for being in the possession of alcohol because it was against the law. There was lots of laws against Aboriginal people. So, you know, we've got a lot of people that have fought. And I'd just like to say, you know, and in Wadi Wadi language, which is being woken up in all the languages, thank you very much for inviting me here today. And Wadi Amare Yagana, I hope everybody has a beautiful day here. And whoever owns this speech about having a vote at university, it's a C5 graduate speaker. It's there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Auntie Joyce, for that very warm welcome. Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephen Phillips. I'm the Vice President Operations at the University of Wollongong, and I'm delighted to be your Master of Ceremonies today. I would like to begin by acknowledging our Indigenous Strategy Unit and our local Aboriginal community. Their leadership brings to life a vision for an inclusive, reconciled, and united Australia. Throughout this graduation ceremony, we recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are the knowledge holders of country. Today's celebration is grounded in the spirit of cultural healing with the powerful artwork by Auntie Lorraine Brown and Auntie Narelle Thomas from the Kumardichi United Aboriginal Corporation, which you will see woven throughout today's event. It is a reminder of connection, culture, and community. Thank you for joining us here today on this very special occasion. Please ensure your phones are on silent. To our graduates, congratulations on your big day. Graduation is a proud and emotional milestone for you and for us as an institution. Thank you for being part of UOW's story and now its legacy as well. You've shown resilience and resolve through extraordinary times, and you now step into a world that you're already helping to shape. Today, we also honour your family, friends and supporters. Your success is theirs too. This year, it's a particularly poignant celebration as we mark the 50th anniversary of this university. Anniversaries invite reflection, but they also ask a question: what comes next? And that's where you and your talents come in. The future is yours to define. I'd like to congratulate you again. Let's hear it for our graduates. Now, if you are able to, please stand for an instrumental version of the Australian National Anthem. Thank you. I would now like to introduce the Chancellor, the university's highest official, to give the congratulatory address.
Graduates, families, friends, supporters, colleagues, welcome to this graduation ceremony. As presiding officer of this ceremony, I'm delighted and honoured to be here with you today. It's truly one of the highlights of my role. I begin, of course, by thanking Auntie for her lovely warm welcome to country, and also pay my respects to Aboriginal elders past and present and acknowledge their continued spiritual and cultural connection to the lands on which the University of Wollongong campuses are located. And as I look out over this marvellous sea of gowns, I congratulate each and every one of you, our graduating students, and I need no reminder that you are the very reason that we do what we do. Graduation time is a very special occasion for us all. The teaching and professional staff, of course, for your family, your supporters, but especially for you, our graduates. Many of you are the first in your family to graduate from university. Many of you have had to move away from home to study. Others have overcome personal challenges to be able to finish your degrees. Whatever your story is, today is a tremendous achievement. This ceremony is a culmination of years of hard work, personal sacrifice and commitment, and I hope you feel a deep sense of pride and will take this moment to reflect on your achievements. Of course, a time for celebration is important, and I hope you will soak up every minute of it. But I emphasise that today is not a conclusion, but a beginning, with endless possibilities lying ahead. May each of you capture those feelings of pride, hope and anticipation for the future, and take them with you as you leave this university. Graduation is also an opportunity to thank all those who made your achievements possible: your family, your friends, your mentors, your supporters and your teachers. This is a special moment for them, and I'm sure that they are extremely proud of how far you've come. Today we acknowledge the important role they have played and invite them to share in your success. I know some of these important people are here today, so treasure it, treasure them, treasure today, and as you travel through life, you will remember it fondly. As we celebrate your individual triumphs, let's also reflect on the collective strides we have made as an institution in fostering equity and access in higher education. At the University of Wollongong, we are proud to champion initiatives that expand access to learning for underrepresented groups. Our data shows that we have more students proudly identifying as Indigenous, not only beginning their studies, but also graduating. And at UOW Medical, graduates are 1.5 times more likely to work in rural and regional areas than those from other medical schools. These are outcomes that we can all be proud of. In this, our 50th anniversary year, we are reminded of UOW's global influence, a beacon of excellence with an international footprint that spans continents and cultures. Between our campuses along the shores of the Illawarra and our growing presence abroad, in the United Arab Emirates, in Hong Kong, China, Malaysia, and now in India's Gift City, we have a community of over 35,000 students and 200,000 alumni in almost 200 countries. Our success as an institution is seen through you, our wonderful graduates, our people, and especially in our valued partnerships, both locally, regionally, and increasingly internationally. Together we are working to solve the big questions facing society, and we strive for a better quality of living for future generations wherever they are. And today, you are joining this community of UOW graduates. I hope you'll treasure this family connection and I hope it will bring lifelong value and enjoyment, whether through further study or as a proud UOW ambassador. I encourage you to maintain this connection with the university and your fellow graduates. The relationships you have formed during your time here will be invaluable in years to come. The completion of your studies places you among the most employable graduates in Australia and indeed the world. The success of our graduates is one of the many reasons our university enjoys such a reputation and is ranked amongst the top 1% of universities globally. Yet we aim higher every day. I hope you will forever feel proud to be a part of this, your university. The transformation you make today from student to graduate is a significant opportunity to establish your priorities. Take stock, focus on your future, while always leveraging what you have learned, both academically and about life during your time here. As you embark on the next chapter of your journey, may you carry forth the lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the dreams ignited during your time here. Remember, you are not just graduates. You are future leaders, innovators, change makers, poised to make your unique contribution. And it has been our privilege to have witnessed and played our part in your growth. The world awaits you, and I have every confidence that you will rise to meet its challenges with courage, compassion, and curiosity. May I leave you with just a few reflections. Firstly, find something, be it a career, a calling, or a profession, to which you want to apply yourselves wholeheartedly, and many of you are in that position today. Don't be lukewarm. Life is too precious. Second, develop a multidisciplinary mindset. Yes, you may have studied to gain a particular skill, and this is good, but full development of your potential, your contribution to humanity, to freedom, to democracy requires more than that. So be lifelong learners, read widely, engage globally. And lastly, use your intelligence, your skills, and your growing leadership to fight the destructive power of narrowness wherever you see it. Raise your sights, take others on your journey of expansiveness and inclusion, and be bold. You came to UOW to study and to grow because you believed that you have a place in building a better world for yourselves and for others. Now, today, with the success you have achieved, you can have faith that you can now go forward and do so. My best wishes and congratulations to each and every one of you, our graduates. May you celebrate a very happy and memorable graduation day, and thank you for making us proud.
Thank you, Chancellor. It is now my great pleasure to commence the presentation of the graduates. Now I would like to introduce the Acting Executive Dean, Professor Heath Ackroyd, to present the graduates to the Chancellor for the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health.
Thank you, Stephen. It's my great pleasure to be here celebrating with our graduates today. It is a really proud moment for our faculty, for all that you've achieved, and I wish to convey my personal congratulations to each of you. Will the graduates who are to be presented with undergraduate and postgraduate awards from the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health, please stand if you are able. Chancellor, I present to you the graduates to receive awards from the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the awards for which you have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. I'd like to encourage supporters to stand and clap as your graduates are called.
Paris Rose Abella. Elizabeth Aby. Anisha Acharya. Amelia Claire Aiken. Zainab Al-Bashir. Simit Naja Atwan Al-Zaheri. Mariam Altabiti. Patrice Antun. Georgina Marie Armstrong. Danielle J. Asquith. Chawang Ongmu Bajracharya. Nashwa Bakini. Sasha Elizabeth Bahon. Cynthia Marie Barwick. Neha Baznet. Billy Balo. Darcy Bennett. Sinead Bennett. Michaela Bleza. Tamara Bojkovic. Jack Bradford Bolwell. Tia Estelle Bottomley. Chanel Lillian Bradley. Georgia Isabella Brito. Kayla Rose Brown. Jerome Berlereau. Callum Abbott Cable. Ebony Cahill. Sarah Cameron. Melissa Jane Campbell. Gabriella Rose Calder Murray. Shaylee Ann Chambers. Jessamine Rose Chung. Ashley Marie Domingo Concepcion. Madison Tian Condi. Zali Cook. Willow Lindsay Donnell Cooper Smith. Jasmine Rose Copat. Ryan Ventura Curcio. Anchal Dajra. Jemima Batterham Davison. Emma Day. Catherine Mary Juliet de Cruz. Jasmine Emma Dilworth. Tenzin Dolka. Isabella Maureen Margaret Curtin Dumont. Laura Ann Dizak. Ryan Wilton Englert. Alana Estefan. Kaimana Fittick. Benjamin Hunter Ford. Jessica Freitas. Brittany Gichewski. Georgie Gale. Jasmine Dior Galtieri. Caitlin Garcia. Manuela Gigis. Emily Ann Goodwin. Amelia Maeve Grantham. Paige Gray. Georgia Margaret Green. Leah Lolanda Maria Grieco. Talia Gripton. Gurleen Kaur. Pratibha Gurung. Monica Giawali. Aya Haddad. Bailey Halpin. Scott Cameron Hamilton. Taehyun Han. Harpreet Kaur. Lily Healy. Mitchell Hewitt. Chloe Lee Hayho. Sally Joan Hibbert. Brianna Lee Hill. Samar Hofiane. Shelley Hoff. Veena Holshia. Amelia Grace Houston. Meka Hoyland. Rachel Veronica Hussein. Comfort Inwanginyi Iganga. Stephanie Petria Ivanchik. Julia Jago. Rachel Ann Jamieson. Lynette Magure Kabiru. Gabriela Kairuz. Navneet Kaur. Tasneem Koser. Madison Louise Key. Kabita Kairel. Upasana Kairel. Isabella Rose Krivelich. Samira Kunwar. Isabella Lawrence. Adrian Marcus Lawson. Tu Trung Le. Jennifer Sia Leby. Tara Lee McIntyre. Zoe McLean. Christy Asami Makoni. Stephanie Tayamoni Malafu. Eleanor Mason. Rhiannon McDonald. Emily Jane McShane Hodgkins. Madison Alice Mitchell. Kira Moore. Emily Sasse Morgan. Lily Erin Munt. Brianna Lauren Murphy. Rowan James Murray. Tiana Myers. Paige Louise Neal. Abby Lorraine Newell. Megan Newman. Chioma Immaculata Nicobs. Leisha Rose Nielsen. Finlay Patch. Lara Peak. Charlotte Pierce. Madison Penhall. Phoebe Peters. Zachariah Petit. Lucy Rose Phillips. Ewan Ross Fraser Piotrowski. Serena Purware. Isabella Pisana. Chanel Cecile Pocklington. Ebony Potts. Joshua Preddy. Ellie Maria Priest. Kimberly Ruth Custodio Punzalan. Christiane K. Ramo. Catherine Ramsey. Jyoti Raut. Rokaya Razavi. Genevieve Raiprish. Kelsey Retty. Olivia Jordan Richards. Tara Roberts. Georgia Ruby Julie Rogers. Evelyn Mary Roy. Abigail Lucy Russell. Rose Madeline Ryan. Ashley Secura. Michaela Annette Shaka. Claire Sharp. Gemma Ann Shepherd. Sarah Josephine Shepherd. Kripa Shivakoti. Jayata Shrestha. Mackenzie Elizabeth Simpson. Darcy Shay Singh. Emily Ann Smith. Dylan Carmine Sozio. May Pimada Srierun. Paige Elizabeth Stanley. Keely Louise Steed. Logan Cameron Stewart. Molly Ann Stone. Jamie Ann Studholm. Larissa Kate Sutherland. Pragya Thapa. Sarina Thapa Karal. Oriel Tillman. Selena Tong. Lauren Jade Treve. Frances Ellen Uy. Tiana Rose Van Stralen. Helen Van Voorden. Abigail Mendoza Vijandre. Phoebe Kershin Wu. Carly Ann Wallace. Alison Lee Ward. Eve Way. Kirsty Wensley. Madison Che West. Emma Nicole Wheeler. Ashley Whitaker. Helena J. Williams. Alyssa Joy Wilson. Ali Wood. Celia Sher. Samantha Yuman. Sakibuz Zaman. Rebecca Ju.
We will be continuing with the presentation of awards shortly. Now I would like to introduce our musical item for today. It is my pleasure to introduce Sandon Groves. This week, Sandon graduates with an honours in psychology from UOW and is continuing his academic journey by pursuing a Master of Clinical Psychology. Beyond his impressive academic achievements, Sandon is a gifted local musician who has been celebrating and sharing his talents with us at UOW graduation ceremonies since 2022. As we continue to celebrate UOW's 50th anniversary, please enjoy a selection of graduation photos from over the decades. Please join me in welcoming Sandon, who is going to perform Here Comes the Sun.
Sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles return into the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, the ice is slowly beginning to melt. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright.
Thank you.
We will now present the Postgraduate Awards for the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health.
Abby Jacqueline Yvette Webster. Alia Chloe Abuslabi. Peyton Ashley Ackhurst. Eleanor Alderson. Amelia Anderson. Yasemin Aites. Jade Buck. Kamaldeep Kaur Badwan. Nicole Ngonzi Barungi. Charlotte Louise Beda. Bryony Elise Black. Sage Blackley. Alana Grace Blake. Michelle Botha. Luella Frances Bolton. Hannah Brearley. Taylor Jane Briggs. Samantha Marie Burrows. Gemma Kabasi Power. Andrea Paz Karatsko. Hala Hana Chami. Lara Jane Cooper. Prapti Dangal. Sky Alexandra Daniels. Kulanan Dao Tai Song. Nicholas Barry Davies. Alyssa Davison. Tyler DeFrancesco. Madeline Jane Dean. Angelique Cara Dumas. Amanda Kim Edmonds. Zoe Elam. Malak Adnan Ibrahim. Amy Fahey. Sophia Irene Fasitsas. Maria Iliana Lim Federico. Emma Forrester. Bella Foy. Amelia Rose Frederickse. Olivia Grace Guiney. Emma Jane Glaritis. Kate Grant. Rebecca May Hacker. Isabel Hale. Olivia Harrington. Emma Harrison. Blake Hartnett. Kayla Marie Herodotu. Ziel Evelyn Hinton. Tani Horner. Tegan Samantha Howells. Kiara Jade Hughes. Jasmine Amelia Jackson. Madison Jelly. Joanna Jones. Lara Jones. Tanvir Kaur. Jasmine Ann Kennedy. Lovely Selena Keril Anwar. Valeria Mercedes Coleman. Lily Claire Kruger. Priya Kumar. Peggy Lasaunière. Sunny Leung. Jessica Lewis. Tia Isabel Lucetti. John Lyons. Alicia Jade Magna. Zara Mann. Erin Joan Martin. Chloe May McDonald. Kira Lee Mears. Madison Matrevska. Chantel Jeanette Mortimer. Brielle Erin Mulcahy. Emma Mundwale. Veronica Joy Negro. Huang Uyen Nguyen. Katrina Nguyen. Jaslyn Anna Norris. Addison D. O'Brien. Lily O'Day. Ethan O'Neill. Jasmine Ostrich. Javier Gaspar Ovando Miranda. Ellie Owen. Winona Ray Pabian. Stephanie Louise Patrick. Maya Pendleton Cherry. El Sara Galio Penecitos. Linda Perry Foster. Nadia Pignatelli. Jessica Louise Porter. Michael Preston. Brianna Marie Priest. Monisa Ravindaran. Jonah David Roberts. Kate London Robinson. Shekaya Jade Robinson. Annalise Rulestone. Tom Patrick Ryan. Montana Rose Scow. Lisa Lorraine Selokovich. Jessica Erin Shapter. Chloe Marie Shepherd. Sami Subodh Shetye. Jacinta Simmons. Erin Smith. Taishara Sola. Tanya Suaprox. Madeline Josie Sperandio. Ioana Spiletopoulou. Riley Benjamin Stafford. Eliza Louise Stark. Diana Storsky. Mia Stone. Robbie May Cristobal Tabalanza. Taylor Jade Theobald. Gemma Heidi Thompson. Kyla Tobler Webb. Seisha Smruti Vasiraju. Neve Catherine Walker. Chloe Wilson Morse. Emilia May Withers. Madeline Warland. Amber Katie Wright. Lauren Peter Gadsden. Kizito James Okonkwo. Natalie Jan Yates. Amanpreet Kaur. Swecha Bania. Anisha Badeva. Kusum Dangal. Manjila Gemiwe. Sabita Kurki. Menuka Kurki Sharma. Manender Kaur. Manita Paneru. Jerana Rigel. Sabina Sabkota. Sagun Sen. Shivani. Muna Tapa. Sit Ching Chan. Benita Dungel. Nisha Gupta. Manju Katka. Karina Mele Pifaletti Amato. Jason Gilas. Navneet Pal Kaur. Helupe Kile Moyo.
Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health, for the Bachelor of Nursing, Sakupaz Zaman. Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health, for the Master of Nursing International, Paul Uche Alfonsos. Lavanya Jagalamandi. It's now with great pleasure that I announce our doctoral award recipients today. Will the graduates who are to be presented with doctoral awards from the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health, please stand if you are able. Chancellor, I present to you the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health, who, through reason of their thesis and other works at the university, have met the requirements for admission to the doctoral degrees.
And in the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the doctoral degrees for which you have qualified.
Chancellor, I present to you for their doctoral degrees, for their study into the association between nursing practice environments, staffing and care processes and how these influence patient outcomes, Dr. Tamar Al-Greba. For their exploration into how nursing students develop breastfeeding knowledge by integrating personal experience with formal learning using legitimation code theory, Dr. Suzanne Marie Bowdler. For their exploration into cognitive screening pathways for clinician use for patients who have undergone or who are undergoing divascular amputation, Dr. Erin Kayla Dawes. For their study into enhancing graduate nurses and midwives' person-centredness through clinical supervision informed by the person-centred practice framework, Dr. Denise Ann Edgar. For their study into the acceptability of mindfulness-based interventions to reduce burnout in nurses, Dr. Khaldoon Mahmoud Ahmed Ismail. For their study into working in partnership with people who have a stoma to understand the support they need for positive adjustments, Dr. Julia Marie Kitcher. For their study of rural nurses' experience of resuscitations in Australian rural emergency departments, Dr. Catherine Jane Riley.
I would now like to introduce the Vice-Chancellor and President, one of the university's highest officials, Professor Max Liu, to present our honorary award recipient to the Chancellor.
Thank you, Stephen. I would like now to present the candidate
for the degree of Doctor of Health Sciences honoris causa. Will Emma McKeon please come forward and stand to the Chancellor? Chancellor, I present to you Emma McKeon AM. Emma McKeon is Australia's most decorated Olympian, a trailblazer whose courage, discipline, and quiet determination has made history. Raised in Wollongong, Emma's journey began just steps from here, swimming at UniActive under the guidance of her father, Ron, himself an Olympian. From those early laps, Emma forged a path marked by grit and grace. However, her path to success wasn't always smooth. After missing the London 2012 Olympics, she took a break from swimming, a bold move that became a turning point. She came back stronger, winning 6 medals at the 2014 Commonwealth Games and never looked back. At the Tokyo Olympics, Emma rewrote the record books, 7 medals in a single Games. And just weeks before the 2024 Paris Olympics, facing a career-threatening injury, she chose to fight on, winning 4 more medals and becoming the 7th most decorated Olympian in Australia's history. But her impact goes beyond the pool. As a UNICEF ambassador and 2024 Young Australian of the Year, Emma is using her platform to champion the rights of children, support public health, and inspire young people to dream big and believe in themselves. Emma has shown us that greatness isn't just about winning. It is about resilience, purpose, lifting others along the way. Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present Emma McKeon AM as the most worthy recipient of the degree of Doctor of Health Sciences honoris causa.
And Emma, in the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, it's my greatest pleasure to grant you the honour of Doctor of Health Sciences honoris causa of the University of Wollongong.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Emma McKeon to give the occasional address today. Please join me in giving another warm welcome to Emma.
It's not here. My speech is not on there. I have a copy? Thank you. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University, graduates, distinguished guests, friends and family, it is such a privilege to be here with you today. Congratulations to the graduating class on this incredible milestone. And congratulations also to the family, friends and staff who have supported these graduates along the way. You have helped shape this moment. As I thought about what I wanted to share today, I realised that in many ways we're standing at a similar point in our journeys. You're reaching the end of one chapter, a goal you've worked so hard for, and preparing to step into a new one, full of possibilities and unknowns. And you're probably also constantly getting the question of, so what's next? Or what are you going to do now? As someone who has spent most of my life chasing big goals, and having recently retired from competitive sport, I wanted to reflect on a few of the most valuable lessons I've learned. One that feels especially relevant for today is this: take the time to pause and be proud. I often struggled with this during my swimming career, and every time I would reach a certain goal, I was already focused on the next one because I knew there was more I wanted to achieve, or another level I wanted to reach. But having pride in how far you've come and what you've achieved doesn't mean you're finished or you're satisfied. It's simply recognising the courage and effort it took to get to this point. So today, take a moment to reflect on where you started and who you were when this journey began. Be proud of where you're sitting today and what it took to get you here. Be proud of not just the outcomes, but of the persistence, the sacrifices, and the resilience it took to get here. Today, you've reached a milestone and about to embark on working towards another. The road to get to this point would have been challenging, full of setbacks, failures, and roadblocks. And I can assure you that the next one will be just the same. The character and lessons that you have developed up to this point can be used as your armour when the next challenge arises. This time last year, I was in France in the final stages of preparing for what would be my last Olympic Games. Only there was one problem: I couldn't swim. I'd been battling a shoulder injury for a lot of my preparation, and by this point, it had gotten too painful to swim. So only 3 weeks out from the Games, I was stuck on a stationary bike, poolside, watching my teammates and competitors train, knowing that's exactly where I needed to be. I'd lost so much confidence and belief in what I was best at, and honestly thought I'd be withdrawing from the Games and be watching from the couch at home. But in that moment, I had a choice to make: either give up or to dig deep and lean on everything I'd learned through all the ups and downs, all the successes and failures along the journey that I'd had in the years prior. So that's what I did. And 3 weeks later, I stood on top of the podium with a gold medal, and something I didn't see coming in the weeks prior. I was just proud that I kept showing up and doing what I could and just finding out what would happen. You never know what's waiting for you just beyond some of your hardest moments. So just keep showing up, putting your all in, and give yourself the chance to find out. Wherever your path takes you next, remember that the road won't be straight and the doubts will show up. But you can back yourself and use everything that this journey so far has shaped in you. I wish you all the best for this next chapter. Enjoy it, whatever it may bring. Lean on and acknowledge the love and support that you have around you. Be kind, and don't forget to pause and celebrate those little wins along the way. Congratulations to the graduating class. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hear thoughtful and inspiring reflections from an Olympian legend. Now I'd like to call upon Madison Matrevska to give the vote of thanks. Madison graduates with a Bachelor of Nursing and has consistently demonstrated academic excellence, earning a place on the Dean's Merit List for the Faculty of Science, Medicine and Health, an honour awarded to the top 5% of students in the School of Nursing. She also graduates with distinction, a reflection of her hard work, dedication and commitment to her studies. Beyond her academic achievements, Madison values the meaningful learning experiences and lasting friendships she has built during her time at UOW, experiences she now takes with her into her graduate nursing role. Please welcome Madison.
Chancellor, members of the university, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, family and friends. It is a great privilege to stand before you all and present the vote of thanks on behalf of those graduating today. This ceremony represents so much more than the end of our studies and transition into registered nurses. It symbolises years of dedication, sacrifice, sleepless nights, resilience and a deep commitment to care. Like many of you, I stand here filled with pride, relief, gratitude and excitement for what lies ahead. Today, we not only celebrate those academic achievements, but the people we've become today throughout this journey. It is an honour to stand here and share this milestone with each of you today. Our time at the University of Wollongong has taught us more than just clinical skills and theory. We've learned to be advocates, critical thinkers, compassionate listeners, and strong leaders. Whether on campus, on placement, in simulation labs, or even out on the floor for many of us, we've been shaped by powerful experiences that have prepared us for a career of service to our communities and care. These years have instilled in us the values of empathy, collaboration and resilience, values that will guide us throughout each shift as registered nurses. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I'd like to sincerely thank the University of Wollongong and the School of Nursing. You have been more than an institution of learning. You've been a community that nurtured our ambitions, challenged our thinking, and empowered us to become the people we are today. To our subject coordinators, tutors, and clinical facilitators, thank you for sharing your knowledge, your passion, and your experience for the profession. Your support has pushed us to grow both personally and professionally, and for that we are deeply grateful. To my fellow graduates, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate each of you. Congratulations on your journey to this individual achievement. Each of you have put in endless hours of study, travel, made sacrifices, and overcame personal challenges to be where you are today. Through each essay, podcast, group assignment, placement, and Oscar, we grew. As we step into the world, we carry with us not only the lessons we've learned, but the memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. I also extend a very special thank you to our families, partners, friends, and loved ones. Thank you for your unwavering belief in us. Your love, sacrifices, and support gave us the strength to keep going, even on our hardest days. You celebrated our wins, no matter how small, and lifted us up when we needed it most. Graduates, can I ask you all to please stand if you're able to? Let's take this moment to thank those most important to us and show them our appreciation with a warm and heartfelt round of applause. Thank you for walking this journey with us. We couldn't have done it without you all. You guys may please be seated. Finally, to our guest speaker, Emma McKeon, thank you for your words of wisdom. Your message will undoubtedly prepare us for what is to follow in our lives beyond university and reminded us that the learning doesn't stop here, so thank you. Graduates, as we leave these gates, may we do so with pride and with purpose. To everyone who has been a part of our story, thank you. Congratulations again, my fellow graduates, the class of 2024.
Thank you, Madison. Graduates, families, friends and colleagues, we are coming close to the end of our ceremony today. We'll now show our graduation video, which hopefully encourages you all to reflect on the infinite moments that have led you to where you are sitting today.
Everything we've done has led towards today. But graduation seems singular. After all, it's one day, one degree, one end and one beginning. Think about it this way though. If we divide today by 4 years,
or 5 years,
or 3 years, or 8 years,
the equation becomes clearer. Because today isn't just an event or a graduation or a moment of change. It's what we've created through 24 subjects.
11 all-nighters.
357 books read.
54 5,000-word essays.
40 monologues critiqued.
154 films watched.
And 4 films made. Let's be real though. Our experience is way bigger than just the classroom. You've got to factor in
665 hypotheses.
6 heated dramas.
2 semesters abroad. 5 new cultures experienced.
12 concerts attended.
843 waves ridden.
169 hours lounging around.
17 dance parties.
2 major heartbreaks.
And more lifelong friendships than we can count.
When we take those experiences, the long days, late nights and early mornings into the equation, we realise that graduation at the University of Wollongong isn't just some singular thing.
That it's a transition from finding our purpose
to changing our world with the purpose we found.
That our passport to the future has been stamped.
With the mark of a globally respected education.
And most importantly, we realise the moments that led up to this are
a tapestry,
a symphony,
an equation,
a 65,000-year-old history.
We realise that though today is a single moment, graduation is much bigger than any one day. Because, like an algorithm made up of bits of code,
or a building built from many bricks,
or a community built from many different people, today is the result of our
experiments,
experiences,
tests,
trials,
and victories.
So that's what we celebrate today. Not the cap, not the gown, but the infinite number of moments we shared at the University of Wollongong.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, before we close, I'm going to ask our graduates to remain seated while the rest of the audience stands, if you are able, and we're going to congratulate our graduates. Thank you, everyone. That's fantastic. I love it. We feel incredibly proud to celebrate our graduates here today, and I'd like to warmly thank the students and staff also who volunteered their time to assist with this celebration. Please join us outside for the refreshments. Our process will be the academic procession will be led by the mace bearer, then the graduates, then our VIP guests. So please remain seated until our ushers help you towards the exits of the venue. Congratulations once again to all of our graduates, but may I close our ceremony with Emma's advice, which is to all of us and immeasurably important, and that is keep showing up. Thank you all.